Hello, today I want to review with you all what I'm looking for the narrative essay. The narrative essay essentially is sharing a personal experience that has shaped you in some way. It is going to be 5 paragraphs still, and it's going to be 600 to 900 words. There are very specific elements I'm going to be looking for in each body paragraph, and I want to review that just so I know that you all know what I expect. You should be focusing primarily on an experience or event that took place in 24 hours or less. So instead of talking about the process of being adopted over a year time, then try to focus on just the day you met your adopted parents or just the day you were officially adopted. You really want to stay focused and not be too broad. So your introduction paragraph is going to introduce how you are as an individual due to the experience you are about to discuss. So it's kind of going to be a very, very vague preview into how you are due to this experience. You will have a thesis statement at the end of this paragraph, and that thesis statement should hint at the experience you are going to discuss as well as the characteristic you're going to discuss that you have due to that experience. And so we will look at the example in a minute. The 3 body paragraphs are going to take the specific experience you desire to discuss and break it into first, middle, and end. Okay, so you're going to break it into 3 chronological parts. Therefore, the first body paragraph is going to focus on what happened first. The next body paragraph will focus on what happened next. And then the last body paragraph will focus on whatever you want to talk about that happened last. Your conclusion paragraph is going to focus on the lesson you learned from this, but it's also going to focus on how you want to change or grow in relation to the characteristic or characteristics you have due to this experience. So we will look at the example again in a minute to give you clarification on that. Make sure you are using MLA format. There is a formatting video available in Module 1 and in other places throughout the Blackboard shell to help you make sure you are formatting everything correctly. A few other requirements that I will be looking for specifically in this essay. The first one being sensory details. So think about the 5 senses. What did you smell? What did you feel? What could you hear? Things like that. Because you really want to make your reader feel as if he or she is experiencing what you actually experienced. And you need to make sure you have at least 2 really good sensory details, but the more the better. You also have to include direct dialogue, which means a back and forth between 2 characters. So you have to have at least 2 pieces of dialogue. So one person has to say something and then someone else has to say something as well. You also want to make sure that you highlight your thesis statement in your introduction, yellow, and then you have a reworded thesis that's including the lesson you learned and how you want to grow or change, and you will highlight that green. So you can see the highlighting requirements right here, and they will also be listed in the final submission link as well. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the sample real quick. Okay, so here is the sample essay, and I have done the appropriate color coding as well so that you can see that. You also can see the MLA formatting here with the header, the heading up at the top, and the title in the middle, okay? So make sure that you are formatting that correctly. You have Times New Roman, size 12, double spacing, so on and so forth. So this essay is right at the minimum length, I think 600 words. And so remember, you have to have 600 to 900 words. So this introduction paragraph, at the very end, we have a thesis that is highlighted yellow. And it says, my strained relationship with my father has led me to be very wary of others and often push people away. Okay, and so that is hinting at the experience that's about to be discussed, something to do with the relationship with the father. And it's also telling us that this individual struggles with building relationships with people because he or she is very standoffish from others and will not allow himself to get close to others. Okay, so there's the thesis. Then throughout here you will see pink, different intersections of pink, okay? So right here, we know it's hot, we know it's August. Here, we can see that we can visualize that this person is exhausted, okay? And it's due to this sensory detail. Here we can see the father laying on the couch with a bottle of whiskey, and then here is the feeling that the writer had, okay? And so those are our sensory details. Down here, you can see the dialogue. Here we have 4 pieces of dialogue. So first, the author said something, then the dad replied, then the author said something again, and then the dad replied again, okay? So all of that's highlighted blue because it is the included dialogue. You can see with each new speaker, it looks as if we have a new paragraph. However, it's really still part of our third paragraph, our third paragraph of our whole essay. But that is how you set pieces of dialogue apart when you have a back and forth between 2 people. Okay? And then the last part here in the conclusion paragraph is the reworded thesis. Really, this could be more than 1 sentence, but you do want part of it to be at the beginning of your conclusion paragraph. So in this example, we see 2 sentences highlighted. So the first part, we have the lesson that was learned, and then here we have how this person wants to change and move forward and do better. And really, the whole conclusion paragraph is kind of focusing on those things, but we're just kind of picking out the parts that we think are the most important in relation to what we're looking for that reworded thesis. Okay? Okay, so there is a great sample essay. I'm not saying it is a perfect essay, but a really good thing for you to kind of get started with. I also want to mention real quick, as you do the different assignments for the narrative essay, please make sure you are reading the instructions completely. Make sure you're looking at the examples on the ones that have examples. And make sure that you are replying to your classmates when it comes to discussion boards. There are rubrics available for most of those assignments, so when I grade those, if you do not receive full credit, look and see what you did, what you got counted off for, and make sure to make those corrections before you turn in a final. And then also, if you do get full credit, that doesn't mean that it's 100% perfect, okay? Some of these assignments may end up being or leaning more toward the completion aspect. So there could still be issues in the future as you move into your final, but I'm going to try to give you the best feedback I can as we progress throughout the course. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.